Myself B. Malati, a research scholar under the guidance of Dr. K. Chandrasekharaya Garu. Now in this video, I would like to present a publication of our research group, and that copyrighted publication is related to the cybercrime. The title of the paper is An Approach to Distinguish the Conditions of Flash Crowd versus DDoS Attacks and to Remedy a Cybercrime. Firstly, the abstract of this paper. Now in this abstract paragraph which includes what flash crowds are, what DDoS attacks are, and the distinguishing factors between flash crowds and DDoS attacks is been mentioned. Now coming to the flash crowds. Flash crowds are nothing but these are the events that occur due to the sudden increase in the traffic towards a web server because of the popularity of that web server. That is the flash crowd. Next, distributed DDoS. These are the attacks that are attacking events conducted by an attacker intentionally to overwhelm the web server with a huge amount of traffic. Why? In order to make the web server not serve the legitimate users. So these are the two things that are mentioned here: flash crowds and distributed DOS. And then distinguishing of these flash crowds from DDoS attacks is also very important. Why? Because the response of the defense system should be different for these two types of the traffic. That is the major point. Now in this paper, they made use of the flow strength as a metric for assigning suspicion mark to flows in order to group the flows as a probable flash crowd flow or a probable DDoS attack flow. So based upon which flow it is, by making use of this metric called flow strength, they try to identify and group these flows. And the technique used here is very intuitive functional. Okay, and along with that, they have found some cyber crimes that are named as beyond DDoS attacks, and there's a reason for that. And even they have suggested a remedy for beyond DDoS attacks. Now moving on to the introduction part. Here in the introduction, the motivation of it is explained. Like the problem here, they are motivated with a problem, and the problem here is identifying or distinguishing a flash cloud traffic with the DDoS attack. This is very important, right? Because they need to identify which group it is, and based on that the action need to be taken. So for that purpose, distinguishing is very important. And here this cybercrime website, that is J&H Jack website, it is found to have committed many crimes like cheating the nation crime, identity theft, sedition, State Emblem of India Act 2005 violation, etc. Now it is desirable from the organization to provide the solutions for these kinds of problems. This is the main motivation. Next, moving on to the section third, that is attack model. Now in this attack model, two figures, that is figure 2a and 2b are shown. This is the figure 2, which contains parts A and B. Here a flash crowd which is represented as FC, okay, event is a sudden and extreme hike in the number of users to a particular website with the result of quick increase in the load for that web server, and that is shown in the figure number A. Okay, and similarly in the figure number B, the collaborated and collective effort put by physically or logically distributed attacking machines, this is put by the attacking machine, it achieves the DDoS attacker objectives. So that is shown in the figure 2b. Now thus the impact of this distributed DOS attack is equivalent to multiple DOS attacks on a single web server. Now moving on to the fourth section, that is method for identifying service degradation traffic as flash crowd FC events versus DDoS attacks. Now in this, The first subpart is abnormal traffic detection. Now, how are we going to identify this traffic detection? Now, when there is a flash crowd or DDoS attack, the traffic volume destined for the web server increases highly. And if this volume is increasing beyond certain limit, that means it need to be considered as some abnormal traffic condition. Next, the second point is grouping flows into flash crowd flows and DDoS attack flows. Now, in order to group all these flows involved under abnormal traffic condition into flash crowd flows and DDoS attack flows, now we need to consider the metric, that is the flow strength metric, which is represented as Fs. Now, this is the figure which explains the process for identifying the flash crowd or DDoS attack flows. Now, here, if in order to group them, the flows involved under abnormal traffic condition, we need to find out this flow strength Fs. Okay, if the flow strength is less than Fs max, that is a threshold, then these flows are considered to be probable flash crowd flows. Otherwise, that means if it is the flow strength is not less than Fs max, if it is greater than the threshold value, then it is taken as the DDoS attack. Next, the fifth one is beyond DDoS attacks towards a complete real world scenario. Now, here this section presents the beyond DDoS attacks problem. Now, we know that we have considered the cybercrime case study as a beyond DDoS attack problem. Now, this scenario is presented here in relation to the real world. And then a solution for this beyond DDoS attack cybercrime is also described in this section. Now, first we'll try to find out what this problem scenario is. The JNTUHjack website, http://jntuhjack.com. Now, this is a website with criminal intentions offered various JNTUH students, the teaching as well as non-teaching faculty also, to register in this website. Now, as per that date, that is 12th November 2011. So, these are the registrations. This is considered, okay, like the graduate students 37, postgraduates 15, PhD, MPhil, MS 1, teaching, non-teaching faculty 0. Now, this with the numbers increasing continuously over the time as per the observation. Now, these targeted registrants belong to the different categories of this organization, and this attack consists of multiple crimes. Now, the figure here is also shown, that is the screenshot as taken as on April 18, 2012 using the Wayback Machine. And here prior to that, the cybercrime is treated as DDoS attack because the candidates registered in the above website have gone blind and could not distinguish the genuine national services from the malicious services offered by the website. So, the registrants have participated in this DDoS attack, and specifically for that reason they have termed this as beyond DDoS attack, or as distributed denial of national service, DDoNS attack. And here this particular table shows the similarities and dissimilarities of this traditional DDoS attacks versus beyond DDoNS attacks. So, here DDoNS is distributed denial of national service. The first point here, serial number, this DDoS attack is attack in which multiple compromised computer systems attack a target such as server, website or network resource and cause the denial of service for the users of the targeted source. And here in this beyond DDoS attacks, computer networks, in any computer network, an attack is an attempt to expose, alter, disable, destroy or to make unauthorized use of an asset. And here in this attacking system consists of DDoS attacker, attack agents as well as target. Similarly here also attacking system consists of malicious website owner, the registrants on this malicious website as well as the victim, that is our nation, that is Indian country. Similarly the other points are also mentioned. Now moving on to the next section, that is attack analysis. In this attack analysis, we assume that the conditions as normal when there is no website of JNT hijack in the internet which is perceived to be a criminal website which committed many crimes against the Indian nation. Now consider these registrants as attack agents and this malicious website owner as an actual attacker or the cyber criminal. Now this table shown below is nothing but the registrants being not those many but very innocent few, and this is compared to a flash crowd because the flow is less. These are the screenshots. Okay, the screenshot of this JNT hijack website which shows highly increased number of registrants, and that is shown in the figure 10. Now figure 6 to 10, the agent making process has been continued for long periods by the website owner, resulting in highly scaled DDoS attack, and that is shown in this figure 6, 7, 8, 9. Now in this figure 10, it is a screenshot of this website which shows a highly increased number of registrants. And next section, testing the case study. Now after the start of the malicious and criminal activity has spread to some noticeable level, now it came to the notice of the university premises and in online. Now such criminal activities involving members of such a so thought to be a reputed organization, and this organization did not condemn and warn the people who are involved in these criminal activities. That is a very sad thing. Now this table shows that the registrants being many and is kept on increasing, and this is compared to be the DDoS attack, and in our case DDoS attack. Now here an analogy of rate of increase in the registrants over the time. This is a metric which is used with the flow strength metric. So the rate of increase of the registrants in the cybercrime is compared with the metric called flow strength with respect to the traffic flows. Now when this metric value is less than certain level, then we consider it as to be small and it is called as a probable flash crowd traffic flow. Otherwise it is considered to be a suspected or criminal activity condition. That is nothing but DDoS attack traffic flow. Now here an example is considered. If we take the last column and the first row of table 2, this is table 2, that is 18, and has no very limited criminal impact. Whereas if we take the last column first row of table 3, that is 53, right? Now this is reasonably high and is considered to have a high criminal impact. If you take the increase in the value of the last column of table 3, we can see the rate, that is the flow strength, is very high. Therefore it is a highly suspected criminal condition. Next, this is the screenshot or the figure that shows that the FIR is registered at the Cyberabad police station for the cybercrime by the JNT hijack website. It is desirable from the organizations to provide solution for these kinds of problems, but it has not been done. So as a remedy or solution, the FIR has been registered at the police station for the above cybercrime. Next, crime recovery scenario. So in order to solve this problem, that is the web page with the URL a People's Governance Forum web page. Now this is a solution for the above mentioned beyond DDoS attack problem. Now the screenshot of that particular web page is shown. And next, finally, the last section, that is conclusion and future scope. Now in this conclusion and future scope, they have highlighted the points like the flash crowd and DDoS attack event have been distinguished, and a volume threshold is used as a parameter, and a mechanism has been described where they have used the flow strength as the metric, and using this metric malicious flow as well as non-malicious flow has been grouped separately. And even the techniques to distinguish these DDoS attack and flash crowd conditions can be taken up for the future research work, that is the future scope. And even along with these, a cybercrime case study that considers the beyond DDoS attacks and some solutions for this problem has also been discussed. And finally, the truth is that technology should be used for the development of personality, character, human, society, and nation. Instead of merely focusing on technology development without the above, we shall focus on technology with the above value, life, and nation building characteristics. Thank you.